Hi everyone, welcome back to the C Morning Show only on Sit today.
Yes.
Right now, me and Rahma not will do segment Yuk Masak Yuk, but we will do the segment Yuk Olahraga Yuk because Ramadan is here.
Yes,
and
obviously.
Of course, although food intake is reduced during fasting, exercise remains necessary to keep our body fit during the holy month. But many of you may ask, can we still exercise while fasting? The answer is yes. It is okay to exercise while fasting, but precautions are necessary.
Obviously, precautions are necessary. I agree with you, Christy. Now, exercise while fasting is not just okay, but it is really extremely beneficial for hormone optimization. Obviously, now some studies demonstrate amazing benefits to the intermittent fasting alone, but by actually combining fasting and also sprint training, study shows that this method boosts the benefits of each to a whole new level. Obviously, now combining these two raises the growth hormones and also makes you more insulin sensitive. Now, which is the key to staying youthful and also lean, youthful, and also lean. We want the lean one.
Yeah, youthful of course.
Okay.
But doing exercise without any precaution whatsoever may also lead to some negative impact.
Of course.
One of which it can cause your blood pressure and your blood sugar level to drop, causing you to experience lightheadedness or even fainting.
Of course. Okay. Been that, done that, experienced that already, lightheaded, about to faint. Okay, so how should we exercise while fasting? That is the big question there. Now, our dear friend, Paul Fulali, obviously will teach us how to actually perform a light exercise that can be done while fasting. Whoa! Come inside here!
You guys calling my name, so I guess that's my cue. All right. So I love what you guys said, by the way, to open up this discussion in regards to exercising while fasting. That's not a very new phenomenon. In fact, a lot of studies have suggested that if you do intermittent fasting, which is fasting without food, which means you're still drinking water and you can drink black coffee throughout the day, it's actually beneficial for you to exercise at the end of your fasting window, which means within a couple of hours before you break your fast. Why? Well, because eventually, once you finish your exercise, it won't be long till you eat. But as well, after about 12 hours, your body starts using fat for fuel.
Yes.
So I won't go into the technical details, but it's a lot easier, or you feel a lot stronger using body fat as fuel as opposed to food, for example, carbohydrates and fats. So that's number one. Now, in regards to Ramadan, a lot of people have thought, well, can I still put those same rules in effect? Yes and no. Yes, you're still fasting, so it's actually beneficial for you to exercise. However, the tough part is you know that we're not drinking.
Yes.
So the tricky part there is we'll be losing hydration, but you won't be able to replace that hydration or the water within your body. So there are some tips that I have kind of suggested to people. If you do want to exercise during Ramadan, here's a few tips that you need to follow. For one, the intensity level has to start low in the beginning because you fast for one whole month, and you can ramp it up as you go. Why? You don't want to just burn out on the first day. You know that there's an adjustment period.
Of course.
That although we can adjust quite quickly to not eating, it's quite a little bit trickier to adjust to not drinking.
There you go.
There you go.
So now Rahma herself has actually mentioned to me earlier that you do exercise during Ramadan. What time do you normally exercise?
I walk and then I do sprint.
Okay, and that's around what time?
Around 5 o'clock.
See, that's the right approach because normally you break your fast close to 6 or just after 6, which means by the time she finishes her exercising, she can start preparing, and then you can replace all those nutrients that you've lost throughout the day.
There you
So
go.
number one, if you're going to exercise in the morning, because some people do like to still exercise in the morning, please do conserve your energy. Remember that you still have the rest of the day to do your fast.
Of course,
okay?
yes.
All right. Another thing that you do need to adjust in your workout cycle is a lot of us are now working out at home. Now, I would suggest that during fasting month, that the best thing to do is exercise at a gym where you could use heavier weights. Why? Because you're actually reducing the intensity, but increasing the resistance. So your heart rate won't be pumped up as hard and you won't be sweating as much, but you still get the intensity. However, a lot of us are just stuck at home these days, right? And we do want to spend Ramadan at home because you get traffic on the way home. You don't want any of that. So you want to be able to work out at home. So today, I'm going to suggest a few exercises that you may be able to do at home. And some of you may be familiar with these exercises, but perhaps this would be a kind of a revised or a lighter version of it so you can adapt yourselves to the Ramadan month.
Of course.
Any questions before we start?
Okay, no questions, but I'm gonna keep it where you said light.
Okay, good.
We're gonna start light. So remember that.
Important
Light.
because today is a light. Okay.
It is the first day of our fast, and this is still in the morning. So, any questions, Christy?
Not yet.
Okay, so first things first, no matter when or what exercise you're doing, we're gonna have to start with some warm-ups. We're gonna do some dynamic warm-ups. So the first one, we're gonna do 3 different warm-ups for 60 seconds each.
Okay.
I'm not going to go the full 60 seconds just because I'm gonna give you an idea how it goes. But if you at home, you wanna do it for about 60 seconds each, and you're gonna alternate these exercises. The first one are butt kicks, okay? So you guys simply just kick your butt on the spot. It's like a jog, but you wanna lift your heel behind you. And you don't want to go too hard here. These are dynamic warm-ups. What it does is it makes your body move. It gets your heart rate up a little bit. And what it does is it stretches you out at the same time. So you do this for about 60 seconds on the spot. Nothing too intense. If you feel yourself starting to breathe a little bit heavy, that's natural. But you don't want to go too hard, okay? Just go at a steady pace. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, let's stop.
I feel like Rocky already. Come on, Christy.
Now, it's a good thing that you want to work in your arm movements because, next you want to stand still on the spot. Now, you're kind of probably breathing a little bit hard, so you want to stretch your shoulders, okay? Your upper body is very important to stretch. So you want to tuck your arm behind your elbow, and you want to pull it across your body just light enough so you feel a bit of a stretch here. And then you swing it down, and you do the other side.
Right.
And we just do that back and forth several times for about 30 seconds. And now we're going to switch, and we're going to put our arms this time behind our head.
Right.
Touch the back of your shoulder or the back of your neck.
Got it.
Use your opposite arm to pull your elbow across the back of your head. You're going to feel that stretch on the shoulder.
I can feel it.
Right?
The right side of my abdomen
Switch
is actually
sides.
stretched.
There you go. And then do it one more time on each side. And last one, switch. All right, now you're going to put your arms out to the sides.
Right.
Social distancing. No, I'm just kidding. You're going to circle. You're going to circle forward. All right. Then as you go, you just start to increase the circles wider and wider. And swing as wide as you can. Do this for about 20 to 30 seconds. And put them back out to the side. We're going to switch directions, and we're going to go back.
First.
Start small. And increase the circles. And it's going to get wider
blood flow going,
and wider.
Right, Christy.
All right.
Okay.
So if you do those, it should give you enough for you to warm up a little. Remember, we don't want to go too intense. We want to stay light.
Yeah.
So that should be good for now. Now we're going to start in circuits. We're going to do 3 different circuits of 3 exercises. So there's going to be a total of 9 exercises. Right. Each of these circuits contain 3 exercises that we're going to do for 60 seconds each. Again, I don't have a timer. I'm not going to start the timer. But just as a tip, you can download any of the timers that you see at the App Store or the Play Store. And those are just very handy to have for you to keep track of how far you have to go, all right? So the first one, you want to go your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, so outside of your mat should be good.
Yep.
And what we're going to do is alternating toe tap. So you want to take your right hand and tap your left toe.
Wow.
And up, and then tap.
Oh, he's not lying when he said it's
Tap.
got to be a light one. Yep.
It's light.
Okay.
Okay?
I don't think it's going to be
What-
much for us, Ramadan like this.
There you go. You want to tap on your opposite. This is 60 seconds each. Okay?
Christy, come on, you can do it. Just imagine.
Okay.
Now you should be feeling it in the back of your legs as well, your hamstring.
Already.
You don't want to bend your knees, Christy, okay? Because if you bend your knees, then you're kind of not getting the full stretch. So
Christy,
you want to go as far as you can.
Imagine you've got $100 there. And down, get $100.
If you're
right?
unable to
Down.
tap, then feel
What?
free to just tap your shin. If you cannot reach for any reason, instead of bending your knee, tap your shin instead. Okay, that's number 1. Now, without a break, you should move on to your next exercise after 60 seconds
Right.
by going a squat to overhead reach. So put your feet in a little bit lower,
Right.
or a little bit more narrow, rather. So what we're going to do here is we're going to squat,
Right?
and as we get up, you're going to reach to one side. That way, okay? Squat,
What?
up, and then reach the other way. Okay, what it's going to do is going to stretch your obliques out as well and work those muscles on the side. Ready?
Okay,
Down.
let's go.
up, and reach to the left. There you go. Down, up, reach to the right. Now, these look light at first, but you're going to start to feel it in your legs, in your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes. Okay?
Oh, good one.
Now, a lot of people have this misconception, oh, I'm fasting, so I don't eat a lot. So generally, I'm going to start to lose weight. But what we don't realize is a lot of us overeat once we're allowed to break our fast.
Of course.
So sometimes those calories really stack up. So we're going to have to do some of these exercises to offset that. Okay? So once you do this for 60 seconds, we're going to do our last one is an alternating reverse lunge. This one's a little bit trickier. You start with your feet just shoulder width. Okay, and what you want to do is take one leg and put it behind you and lunge. And then up,
I think today
and then
is
the
my
opposite
day.
leg.
Got it.
Okay, see how it's the progress, it's getting a little bit more difficult,
Yep.
a little bit more difficult?
So our knees aren't supposed to touch the ground, right?
Your knee doesn't touch the ground.
Okay.
And you don't take a little step because then you'll be off balance. You want to take a nice big step so you can keep your balance.
Okay,
and
let's
keep
go,
stable.
Christy. Glutes
Okay,
area.
right leg back. Let's go.
Let's
Start with
go,
your right.
baby.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Right leg back. Up.
Okay.
That's right. It requires some balance.
Okay.
There you go. Now you do this for 60 seconds. You're going to start to really feel your legs burn. All right. We're going to do 2 more on each side, just for the sake of saving time. All right. One more.
Legs, thank you.
And saving Christy's legs. One more. All right, now we're gonna rest. So once you've done those 3 exercises in a succession for 60 seconds each, you rest for 30 seconds,
Okay.
and you do that circuit one more time.
Okay, so we're repeat.
All right. And if you feel like you want more exercise, do it 3 times. All right. So after that first circuit is done, you rest for a whole minute,
Right.
and then we move on to the second circuit. The second circuit is going to work on our core. So this is what these mats are for.
Is it still going to be light or is it going to be moderate now?
It's just working a different part of our body,
Okay.
our core.
Okay.
Now, the first one is an inchworm. I'll show you how to do it first. You basically touch the floor, and then you start crawling out. All the way out to a push-up position, and straighten your body, and then inchworm back.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You guys ready?
Got it. Ready?
Here we
I'm
go.
ready.
3,
Let's go.
2, and 1. Crawl out forward. Try to keep your legs straight.
Yep.
Don't bend your knees. Once you get out to full position, stretch, straighten your body, and then push yourself back. Now, the idea here is to tighten your core when you're at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, so once again, once you get out to this position, kind of like pretend you're kind of tense the muscles around your stomach. Okay?
Yay!
That'll make it easier.
Not yet.
Oh,
I want the plank version. Let's go, Paul.
Yes, that's right. Now,
It's gonna be long.
one more time.
Okay.
Now, this position out here, exactly what you said there, Doc. The plank position is great to work your core.
Yep.
So this is where we're going to keep it for our second exercise.
Yep.
Okay.
All right? Now, second exercise is a mountain climber. Normally, a mountain climber looks like this,
True. Yeah.
but that's very high intensity.
Yeah.
You start to lose your breath really fast. So we're going to do it slow, and we're going to reach left knee, right elbow, right knee, left elbow. So
Got it.
like this.
Okay.
Okay? Do it slow so you don't lose your breath. We don't want to go high intensity here. We want to keep it low intensity.
Yep.
Okay? So
Doing
swing
great.
your knee. Now, as you start to get tired, if you don't strengthen or tighten your core, your butt might start to pike like this.
Yes,
And you
true.
don't want this, okay? This is a lazy way to do
right.
it.
Our
You
back
want to
needs
keep
to
your
be
body
aligned.
straight. That's
Right.
right. Okay, 2 more. And last one. Now, we're going to keep it here for our last exercise, but feel free to do it on your knee. Some people are unable to keep themselves up in a plank that long, so you can go on your knees if you want. And this is the easier version.
Cross one.
And
Okay.
you want to tap your shoulders. There you go.
Got it.
Same thing here. You don't want to be in this position because you're not engaging your core. You want to be like this and tap.
Oh,
There you go.
Okay.
And you do this
So
for 60
this is the
seconds.
lighter version.
It's the lighter
Which
version.
one is the hardcore version?
The hard version is you're up in a push-up position, and then you tap
Oh,
out.
let's do that.
Okay, and remember,
Wow.
when you tap,
I'm not
you don't want to be
doing the
swinging your body.
Right.
You
Needs to
don't
be
do this,
straight,
okay?
right?
This is the incorrect way. You want to keep your body as still as possible and just tap and only move your arms. Okay? 60 seconds, and we'll take a break. All right, so that's the second circuit.
Yep.
You can do it twice over or 3 times over. I'm starting to run out of breath. Let's prepare for our last circuit here, guys.
Okay.
Any questions so far?
I'm good. I'm still good. How about you, Christy?
I'm not good enough.
Now-
Worn out.
If you start to find it too difficult, give yourself, extend the rest in between.
Exactly.
30 seconds
That's
is
what
kind
I
of not
need.
enough.
Yeah.
Extend it
what
to
I
60
need.
seconds. It's okay. It's always good to let your body recover
Yeah.
and then start up again. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, you can burn a lot more calories that way too.
Yeah.
Other than forcing your way through and then not doing it properly. Of
course.
Okay.
With you.
Circuit number 3, last one. Alternating lateral lunge. So this one requires a bit more space. So I will do it this way then. I'll face this way. You can face, because we're going to lunge to the side.
Okay. So, okay,
You're gonna
I'm going to face you then.
Perfect.
Me too.
Okay.
All right, so use your mat if you want as a barometer, and then you can just step out to one side and back, and step out the other way
Right.
and back. Now the
Okay.
key here is don't take small steps because then your knee will go too far ahead of your foot, and you'll be at risk for injury.
Yep.
You want to take a nice big step
Oh, okay.
and then back. Okay, try to keep your
yeah.
hands up in front of you
Okay.
so that you're not leaning on yourself for balance. You want to
Okay.
use your core to balance and your legs as strength. Okay? All right, there. So you do this again for 60 seconds before switching to the next exercise.
All
right.
Inger,
Yes, exactly. That's something that we don't work on a lot. We do the large muscles and some of the small muscles don't get activated. All right,
Okay.
our second one, we can face forward again for this one. Now, this one is a squat. They call it a sumo squat.
Wow.
You ever seen sumo wrestlers before they get into it? They start like
Yep.
this. Well, that's the position we're going to want our feet. So you're going to take a nice wide stance with your toes pointing 45 degrees outwards each. And a sumo squat, you just go down and up.
Okay.
Down
Let's give it a try.
and up. There you go. Down and up. Now we're going to do this for 60 seconds. And to increase the intensity on our legs, our next exercise will be a sumo squat with an oblique crunch. Okay, so after 60 seconds, we're gonna add an oblique crunch. I'll show you how to do it first. You're gonna have your hands on the side, down, and when you get up, you crunch to the side.
Oh.
All right?
Okay.
Down,
It's
Yeah.
and then you crunch to the other side. When you crunch, make sure that you're squeezing your stomach here.
Right.
Oh,
Just
okay.
tensing up a little bit. Okay, down, and then oblique crunch. Okay?
Wow.
Oh,
Now,
I feel
because
that.
you just did 60 seconds of sumo squat before this, you should really feel your legs on this next 60 seconds. Okay? There you go.
Oh. Okay, I'm feeling it.
All right.
Right?
So there you go. So you do that circuit. So with 3 circuits of 3 exercises each at about 60 seconds each, this should give you a nice half an hour, close to 40-minute workout if you time it properly.
Okay.
Again, you don't want to go too far. You don't want to maybe go an hour and a half. That might be too intense.
Okay.
You want to keep it at around 30, 40 minutes in order for you just to get the blood flow going, get the breath. You can see I'm getting out of breath. We're just only showing it now. But you don't want to be dying of thirst.
Of
before the
course.
exercise.
You know what? I'm just by you telling us and showing us how to be fit in just what, like 60 seconds, repeat all over
Yeah.
again. I feel that I've lost like 1 kg. Right?
That might be the lack of water, though.
Thin.
Yeah.
Remember, Christy, that's the aim. Thin.
Yeah.
There you go.
And youthful.
One more thing that I want to add, make sure that you guys set realistic goals. A lot of people, when they work out while they're fasting, you have the same goals as
Yeah.
before. For example,
yeah.
gaining muscle or burning, 500 to 1,000 calories.
Right.
Wow.
Your goals have to be reset for fasting
Yes.
month.
Yeah.
For example, my goals is just maintenance. I just want to maintain my same weight. I want to try to stay lean if I can.
Yep.
And I don't want to have to build muscle throughout Ramadan because it's just too challenging. I can't eat enough protein for me to build muscle.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I just maintain so that after Eid al-Fitr, I can go back to my regular
Okay,
workout.
Be
here's the
realistic.
question. Okay, so if there's somebody out there, our viewers, he or she, they have a back problem or
Yeah.
a knee problem.
Yes.
Is, any of your exercise that you just showed are safe for them?
Yes, actually, in fact, all those exercises I just showed you are low impact, high intensity exercises, which
Right.
means
Wow.
they're derived from high intensity exercises, but because there's no jumping involved, there's no
Yeah.
impact, that you should actually be okay for those with back or knee problems.
Wow,
So you can take any exercise that you would normally do. For example, a jump squat would be a higher intensity version. I'll show you what it looks like. It goes down and you jump, okay? Now, you're gonna run out of breath really fast doing that, and your heart rate's gonna be going, but more importantly, there's a lot of impact on your knee.
Knees, yeah.
Whereas just a regular squat where you're just down and you just hold, and then you go back up.
Wow.
It provides a lot of intensity minus the impact. Right, so that's it.
Approve!
How come I haven't got any questions from Maria Christie?
No, I'm good enough. And of course, to show me like,
She's like, I'm enough.
Well, make
fine,
sure you
it's
get your
fine, all good.
exercise in. during fasting.
Okay, guys, that was very, very fun. Okay, so that is the last show from.
It's kinda hot in here, isn't it?
Okay, guys, we're gonna go for a short break, but when we return, we'll have some news from the world of entertainment. So stay tuned to the C Morning Show right here on See Today. Be healthy. Let's go.